sense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Your consumer advocate helping you understand your buying decisions, making you just a bit more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, as we always say. Give it a shout out to our official cleaning partner, Jade's Premium Quality Cleaning, the COVID-19 certified for infection prevention and control. Reach out to Jade. She does a great job cleaning all of our real estate properties right here in Tampa Bay. $15 off for our show listeners as well. Jade's Premium Quality Cleaning. You can find them on Facebook as well. Got a great lineup for you today. We got Mary Cernicki going to be on the show, Suncoast Roofing. You've heard Chuck Peterson. He's our expert contributor for all things roofing, as well as Mary. We got Gregg Bowman as well in the house. He's going to be here in studio with me, the AC guy of Tampa Bay. And we're going to be leading off here with Stephanie Costolo here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. She is in the area of prevention of human trafficking in the United States. And so we're going to talk about that. It's a growing area of concern. And, you know, we bring on a lot of nonprofit organizations here on the Consumer Quarterback Show as well. So we've got a couple of hot listings from the Platinum MVP team we'll let you know about here. In Tampa Bay, some great opportunities. We've got 1010 Bay Esplanade. This is on Clearwater Beach. It's on the north side of Clearwater Beach. It's a gorgeous home. You've got a third-story balcony that overlooks the Gulf of Mexico, the intercoastal waterways as well. 1010 Bay Esplanade right here in Tampa Bay, Clearwater Beach. Great buying opportunity. You can see all of our listings at our website, of course, platinummvpteam.kw.com. But 1010 Bay Esplanade's a great opportunity, as well as 6128 Oak Ridge Avenue in Newport Richey. This is right on the waterfront. You've got bay access, 4,100 plus square feet. And, of course, bring your boat. This is great for the boaters here. You got your boat dock right on the waterway, and you can go deep sea fishing out in the Gulf of Mexico. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Somewhere sunny and 75. All right, Stephanie, welcome back to the show. And U.S. Institute Against Human Trafficking is your organization. Welcome back.
Hey, Brandon. Thanks for having me back.
Hey, my pleasure. So yeah, it's such an important part of our world right now. We see so much of this online. I think more and more we're able to see the information, that free flow of information, whether it's from social media, different places that you might find it. But it really is. It seems like a growing area. Is it growing, or are we starting to, kind of beat these criminals down a little bit?
Well, I think both. It's been the second fastest growing criminal enterprise in the world for years and years now. Yeah, so second only to drug and arms trafficking. And, within the next several years, it's slated to surpass drug and arms trafficking for the dollars generated and just how fast the crime is growing. So it's certainly been an issue for a long time, but there's definitely been more of a focus on talking about it as of late, I've noticed. So that can be good or bad, I think, depending on how people are talking about and what information they're having access to.
Yeah, I posted a kind of a public service announcement, so to speak, on my Instagram and Facebook the other day, and it was basically what they would do, what the perpetrators would do is they would scratch into their vehicle when people were at malls. It was probably a young mother with her kid, and it would say 1F, 1B, meaning one female, one baby. So then that would tag the vehicle and make it easier for these perpetrators to, follow them and then abduct them. Have you seen or heard about that strategy?
So I've briefly seen it, like on social media. I might have even seen it from your page or somewhere, and I haven't reached out to law enforcement. Typically, I get a lot of messages on my social media with people asking, is this a thing? Are they in Publix parking lots? Are there white vans driving around? Typically people reach out and ask me, and so then I'll toss it to law enforcement, and I haven't specifically asked them about this one. So I don't really know exactly what's going on with the scraping in the cars. Typically, I would say that is not how a trafficker is going to lure victims, because think about it this way. Let's say a trafficker follows a mom and her kid from the store parking lot and then abducts them. Well, now what? the trafficker's whole goal is to sell the victim and make money off the victim. So if you have a mom and a baby that's just been abducted, you're going to have people all over the country looking everywhere for these two people that have been abducted. It's going to be much harder for a trafficker to sell and make money off of them. So I would hesitate to think that that's a legitimate way that people are getting lured into sex trafficking. Now, like I said, I didn't ask about it, so I could be wrong, but that certainly would not be the norm for traffickers to abduct victims. Typically, traffickers are looking for runaways, neglected children who are at a greater risk with a history of abuse, LGBTQ youth, these kids that nobody's looking out for, kids in the foster care system. It's reported that between 60 and 70% of our trafficked youth in America come out of the foster care system.
Yeah.
So notice I didn't say 60 to 70% of kids are abducted into sex trafficking. No, they come out of the foster care system because nobody's looking out for them, and that is a prime target for a trafficker. So I would just hesitate to buy into some of the rumors that are going around about abduction and strategies like that.
Yeah. It's always be safe, and then just kind of hope that it's not, but just be prepared.
Yeah.
So it does make sense, though. You see, and some of the different documentaries I've seen as well. It kind of, some of the people that are actually posing to be the good people are actually behind the scenes, hanging out at Jeffrey Epstein's island. A lot of that stuff is going to be kind of misnomer type stuff, but and blown out of proportion. But a lot of it is true. Some of it is true.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of the claims too. I was just Googling in preparation for this call because there's new rumors about Tom Hanks, becoming a Greek citizen because pedophilia is legal there. There's that rumor. So I did a simple Google search, a fact check, and basically that's not true. They gave him honorary citizenship for him bringing attention to a wildfire in July 2018. So. And this leads me to really what's I think most important right now when it comes to the conversation about human trafficking in America, because there is a lot of attention on it, and there are high-level people involved in it. Okay, that's been proven. That's clear. So what people need to do, and this is a campaign the U.S. Institute Against Human Trafficking is launching, is get educated, get enraged, get engaged. Okay, so step number one, get educated. Google it. If you hear a rumor, you see some meme on social media, look it up. Just know the fact before it's shared, because this isn't like screwing up on a football statistic, and sharing misinformation on some sort of sports team. Children's lives are absolutely at risk here.
Yep.
And so when we share information that's not correct, we're putting their lives in danger because they're not being identified properly. And they're not being treated properly for the trauma that they're experiencing. And we're overlooking the kids that are right in our community being trafficked because we have our eyes on some celebrity because it's a salacious rumor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
it's
get
definitely
educated,
more juicy.
get engaged.
It's definitely more juicy. Yeah, we're talking with Stephanie Costolo here, U.S. Institute Against Human Trafficking on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So that's great to hear. Tom Hanks is not, because that was the big thing on social media. And matter of fact, I just watched a Netflix documentary last night about social media and the artificial intelligence, and it had a lot of the founders from the major social media sites and companies. And that was a major point, is that today's age, fake news is just shared. It's a website, starts it, and the headline is like, oh, okay. And then somebody just hits share, and then all of a sudden their friends share. So it's like a wildfire that happens. And unfortunately, a lot of it is fake, and it's skewed to either have you pulling against one candidate or for the other candidate. And it's crazy how our country's turned into that. And some of them were even saying, if this trend continues, and we don't use common sense and do what you just said in terms of finding out the source, finding out the information, there could be potential for civil war 10, 20, 30, who knows how far down the road. And I don't want to say that. I hate saying that, but there's potential there because it's happening, and social media is fueling it.
Exactly. I mean, people have to keep in mind that you're being intentionally manipulated. Okay.
Exactly.
There are people who are creating posts and articles knowing that it's BS, So why are you being manipulated, and are you going to let yourself be manipulated, or are you it just takes 5 seconds to Google it and find a reputable source, and then you have the right information.
Let me ask you that, because that's a big point, is where are the reputable sources? Who is the reputable source? How do you get educated on that?
So for human trafficking, that's a great question. So the U.S. Institute has been around for several years. So our website, USIAHT.org, is a great source. There are several others. So Shared Hope International, sharedhope.org. There's the Polaris Project, which houses the National Human Trafficking Hotline. There's the Department of Justice Blue Campaign, and they'll send free materials. So let's say you work at a school or a church or your business and you want handouts and you're anywhere in the country, you can Google Blue Campaign and they'll mail you materials with legitimate information so you can identify properly if a kid's being trafficked or looks like they're being trafficked in your community, and you can get that kid help.
Yeah, that's great sources. Okay, sharedhope.org. The Department of Justice, and of course, U.S. Institute Against Human Trafficking is who we're talking with here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So, Stephanie, we've got about a minute left, a minute or so. What are your final thoughts, final words of wisdom, and ways that people can get involved with you guys?
Yeah, so I'm going to repeat what I said earlier. Get educated, get enraged, and get engaged. And what I mean by that is get educated with legitimate information, and then get enraged. Like, let yourself feel the anger for these poor kids that are being trafficked right here in America and bought and raped by Americans right here in America. So get enraged by that, but then do something with it. Get engaged, whether that's donating your time or your money or just sharing legitimate information. You can do something, and you should do something.
Yep. Be a force for good in the community, as we always say. Be a force for good in the community. Awesome. Hey, great stuff, Stephanie. We appreciate you reaching out. Check them out online, U.S. Institute Against Human Trafficking. And you're doing a great job, Stephanie. Keep up the good work over there.
All right. Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
My pleasure. All right. Hey, good stuff there from Stephanie. Also coming up, we got Mary Cernicki, Gregg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay. A couple of great examples of part of our show. Our show is a consumer advocate platform, and we bring on and interview these expert contributors. So these are great examples of home services, great companies right here in Tampa Bay where you can support the local economy. So stay with us. We'll be right back. We also have our feel-good story of the day coming up right after this short message.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
My name is James DeJerome, and I produce the Consumer Quarterback Show for Brandon Rhymes. The Consumer Quarterback Show is a team, a group of like-minded professionals who partner together to provide our audience sound advice, knowledge, and information to make them wiser consumers. We work with all types of business owners and aggressively promote our local economy. We're currently conducting interviews for our expert contributors. If you own a business or know someone who would benefit from the exposure our show provides, please contact us at 813-750-0550 or online at consumerqb.com.
My friends, when choosing a listing agent to sell your home, their track record is critically important. Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of Platinum MVP Team at Keller Williams Real Estate. They're consistently rated by the MLS in the top 1% of all Tampa Bay realtors, and that's a big deal. Brandon and Lindsay are always among the top realtors in the state. Call them today at 813-750-0550.
Find them at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP Team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or platinummvpteam.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
Hey, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Brandon Rhymes, your host of the show, and we love educating our audience out there and spending time with you every day right here on 860 The Answer. Got our weekend show on the bone, and you can see all of our content via Binge Networks as well on Apple TV, Amazon, Roku, of course, our live stream with YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, all the cool places that we're at. So we want to help you win in any marketplace. That's always our goal here. And we want to thank our sponsor as well, Golf Cart Depot. The sponsor for this segment is Golf Cart Depot, a.k.a. Discovery Golf Carts. They do a great job right here in Tampa Bay, a local business. They've got the Easy Go, Cushman, Star EV golf carts available, and also remanufactured as well as pre-owned, available right here in Tampa Bay. Golf Cart Depot. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. A couple of hot listings here in Tampa Bay also. We've got a property, 8001 US Highway 301. This is a commercial property, corner lot, at a red light, at an intersection with 50,000 vehicles a day. We've got a restaurant up front and a church in the back. So you got 2 buildings on site for the price of one. Right here in beautiful Tampa Bay, 8001 US Highway 301 South in Riverview. It's a great commercial buying opportunity here in Tampa Bay. 2528 Appaloosa Trail. This is a gorgeous Palm Harbor property. This property is a single-family home, large estate-style home with a conservation view. Yeah, almost 2,300 square feet, 4 beds, 3 bath, 3-car garage, enclosed pool, and a brand-new roof as well. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, so we got James D. Jerome here in studio as well, our executive show producer. James sitting in. Mary had some complications.
I wanted to jump in and just let everyone know about Mary. She's busy so much. I guess this weather is good and bad if you're a roofer. You know, it's good for your business, but it's also going to keep you very, very busy. So Chuck and Mary running all over the place, making sure that everyone's roof is not leaking. I'm sure they're very busy today doing that. We're going to get her to call in a little bit next week. And, of course, Chuck loves to come in, so he'll be in real soon as well.
Yeah, great show partner, almost 5 years or so now, partners on the show. I remember they started when we were down in South Tampa there. And just another example of our expert contributors, our show partners. We got Gregg Bowman, the AC guy, coming up as well. Just, you know, these are great companies.
And they go out of their way.
Family owned.
Yeah, they're going out of their way to provide some information for us out there. And that's the thing you guys need to consider, that, man, they come in here, they're taking time out of their workday to come in here and provide some information to everybody and make you a little stronger in the marketplace. And we love the preparation that goes on. You know, we talked about the home services. We had Ray Hall in recently, and Ray went over his kind of what he does. And it's great to know how these people operate, so that when you do need somebody in these fields, man, you got an advantage. That's what the show is really all about.
You know, great attorneys on the team as well. Yeah. You know, these are you know, Joe Pippin, Jason Coble, Richard Alexander, Frank Charles Miranda.
Sure, Millie from Athanasson Law. The thing I love about having all the attorneys on, not just that they're going to bring us a topic and really hit it hard, is that their opinion on general topics. You know, it's nice to share news and information with these guys and kind of get their takes on different things that are going on in our world. It's not just the stories that affect us locally or the legal issues. They like to, you know, give you your opinion. You can kind of see the thinking process, and it's great to see guys like that who spend time trying to analyze issues and come up with solutions to share a little bit of their work with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you talk about the legal side, you talk about home services, and then I start thinking about Thomas King at Florida Firearms Academy, Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness, talking about self-defense, personal defense, defending your home.
And a lot of this stuff is common sense too. You think you know it, and then when you actually sit down and listen to Thomas say, well, okay, so you think you're prepared, and now what happens in the middle of the night when there's no lights on and your kids are screaming, and now you've got to find, load, track down? This is nothing that you're prepared for. Absolutely, you have to practice those things and have a plan, and that's what he's trying to educate everybody about. It's not as simple as, hey, I bought a gun, it's safe now.
Yeah, it's all good. I know how to point it and shoot it, right? Yeah. There's a lot behind that, and then I love how they bring these special insights from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department, the police departments, these different things. Okay, spotters. Remember we talked about last week? That was kind of scary, spotters.
And then Alex as well, being a first responder in the medical side. And then just the idea, the way these guys analyze the problem is, have a plan, know your environment, be aware, and make sure that you're prepared when you sense what's going on. You know, it's not just a question of waiting for it to come to you. You got to take a step yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Be prepared. That's a key. And when we look at the First Amendment as well, the Second Amendment rather, you know, the Second Amendment has constantly been under attack, and that's something that we have to, as patriots, really defend it. And Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, they do such a great job with that. 2 great title companies that we work with as well. title attorneys.
Well, anything real estate, I really think like we are the spot for you, because it's not just the mortgage talk, of course, with Diane, and you guys go through so many great properties. But what about all the services that we bundle in there? We had David Ringo on. Yep. Okay, so David sits down with Manny Fabrez, happened to be on that show that day, and of course, immediately those two hit it off, and there's overlap. There's a way for the one business to benefit another, and that's the kind of synergy that we're looking for. We're going to put people together, get our team with your team, kind of, and kind of see what we can do for you. Those two guys now doing business together, it just strengthens the partnership, strengthens the team, and that's what the show is doing. It's creating these contacts for you.
You know who we're missing now? We need to plug a hole. Any listeners out there, viewers, we need to bring a financial advisor in. I want somebody that's a fiduciary, that's a financial advisor that can talk about the markets, can talk about some of the turbulence that's happening in the markets, but they've got to be a fiduciary. That's important. So if you have anybody out there that might be interested in potentially being on the show, that's actually a hole we're looking to fill right now. Financial advisor, wealth advisor on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Have them reach out. Just have them call the off-air line. It's 813-750-0550. 750-0550. Call or text that line. But I like those segments too.
That would be a great one, without a doubt. And it's sometimes it's the ones I don't see coming. I didn't know Christian would be so interesting, and it doesn't occur to me that that's that's not a business on the top of your head if you're in a regular business world. Man, there's a lot going on in TV and film, and a lot of potential for growth and a lot of jobs opportunities for folks out there.
Yeah, that's a fun area. I love exploring that, because over the years I've been flirting with TV shows and different things of that nature, but now we're actually going to make it happen with Captain Will's story and Falling from the Sky.
Really cool.
And it was interesting to hear about the government side. Okay,
how it works.
They pulled money from it, and can we get money back? And it's interesting to see how these different dynamics play out.
Well, one of the things that he mentioned that I think is critical for folks to remember when you're talking about TV film is that the size of the working group. It's not just the actor and the director out there. They're talking about hundreds of people behind the scenes, and not just at the location, but throughout the process. From casting all the way till you're watching it in the theater. People are involved in lots of jobs, lots of economic opportunity, and we certainly want that here in the Bay.
Yeah, generators. Somebody's got to run the generator. Somebody's got to do the makeup.
There's
somebody's
craft services. There's hotel bed. I mean, it affects every single industry, and that's just it works together. That's the whole idea.
Down.
Yeah.
Trickle-down economy right there. James D. Jerome in studio with me here. Brandon Rhymes. We're talking about our show and the different partners we bring on, the different folks that we've had, on the program over the years. We've talked to the local sheriff's departments. Mm-hmm. We've had, my old business partner, Ken Shamrock, over the years. Warwick Dunn Charities. Lots of great charities that are involved, too. The charities have taken a hit, too, James.
Yeah, no, I make a point of contacting Julian over at Children's Cancer Center, and, of course, Stephanie falls into that category for us. There's a lot of things we have to keep in the news because they're important, and we can't let them just fall by the wayside. Children's Cancer Center's out there doing great work, and everybody knows about it, but if you're not actively contributing or helping out, they got to find a way to help those families.
Yeah, that's right. What's you're kind of our insider on the sports world too. Anything new in sports? It's kind of been a weird, lackluster time lately.
It's really different in Tampa Bay because we have so much optimism in every single area. Pro football, even the Bulls are starting this Saturday. The Rays are tearing up the American League. They're the best team in the league. Yeah. So everything looks like it's headed our way, and then there's just that little factor of the COVID-19 out there. Like, is that going to impact? Are we going to get through this? Are we going to get it? Is it our year? You know what I mean?
Are we going to have a Super Bowl?
Well, Tampa Bay has got so much on the line. Not just the success of the Bucs, but the Super Bowl. Hosting the Super Bowl is huge for our area. We already talked about economic impact from film and TV. Well, that Super Bowl is a 2-week long event with hotels, restaurants, everything involved in that. So we definitely need that. And of course, Rob Higgins been on our show as well from Tampa Sports.
Yep.
We love what they do, and we want them to bring as many events as they can to our area for sure. And we got to be ready as Tampa Bay citizens to contribute and be part of this thing because our area is growing, and we got a lot to offer.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't know, James and I were both involved with the inaugural team at the University of South Florida back in the day, man. That's 1996.
Hard to believe. It's been almost 25 years of football over there.
Yeah, so, long time.
Good luck to them this Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Good luck. And coming up, we got Gregg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay. He's in studio. We're going to talk about air quality, things happening inside the home, and what you can do to create the efficiencies there to lower your bills and things of that nature. Plus, we have a feel-good story of the day. A farmer plants over 2 million sunflowers, invites visitors to take a dozen home. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Johnny, let me know. Alrighty, everybody stand by, please.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, giving a shout out to Replenish IV Solutions. I just went over there and got my vitamin infusion drip, and I'm feeling good. I got the vitamins, the minerals, the electrolytes. I said, hey, what are you putting in that bag? She said, I got a B vitamin complex for you, plenty of vitamin C. We're going to add some zinc in there as well. It was just awesome. Every time I go down there, it's such a pleasure. They offer you a nice water. You're sitting there hanging out, sitting in a padded chair with the heater on and the massage chair, and you're getting a vitamin infusion drip right into your bloodstream. Shout out to Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. They've got 3 locations here in Tampa now. South Tampa on Gandy. They've got a Bears location up in New Tampa area, the North Carrollwood area, and also a Pasco County. Plus, they will make it mobile. They'll deliver it directly to your home or office and hook you up with one of these vitamin infusion drips, boost your immune system, and fight off the COVID-19 virus. Replenish IV Solutions. Longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got some hot property listings here in Tampa Bay. 422 Wildwood Way. This property's in Pinellas County. It's in Bel Air, surrounded by golf course communities. The beaches are right around the corner. 422 Wildwood Way. 2,281 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage. And it's just a beautiful property, freshly painted, new roof, close to the beaches, and a great buying opportunity in Tampa Bay. We've also got a property at 4209 Preserve Place. This is a condo unit. It's an end unit condo, which makes it more desirable. You're not in the middle there, boxed in. You got water view in the back. You've got a nice water view, 2-car garage, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2,295 square feet. Great buying opportunity here in Tampa Bay. 4209 Preserve Place, Palm Harbor. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we got our friend Gregg Bowman back in studio, the AC guy of Tampa Bay. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks, Brandon. It's great to be back.
Yeah, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
And things are pretty busy out there, it seems, in the real estate side. And anything new on your end?
It's been a very good year, actually. We didn't know with the whole COVID thing what that was going to mean. So we were hoping just to break even compared to last year, but we're ahead. So, I'm happy that we're staying busy. Of course, it's been a very hot summer, so that's, not hurting our situation. People don't want to go without air conditioning. So
the air conditioning system, you gotta have it.
Yeah, it's one of those necessities. I don't know how they did it before it was invented. That's why the population in Florida was greatly less than what it is now. It's what makes it possible to live in the South is air conditioning. So,
yeah. Wasn't it back in the day? We talked about this sometime back in the day, but didn't they start putting ice blocks in the trains? Wasn't that kind of the first start of the air conditioning? They put the big ice blocks in the trains as people were riding?
Yeah, well, they would harvest ice up north and bring it down south to use for refrigeration, but then they started using that then to also help cool, blow a fan across a block of ice and help generate a little relief. Obviously not like our central air conditioning cooling an entire house today, but give them some relief. So.
How does an air conditioning system work then? Speaking of that, is it the Freon in there, some kind of chemical reaction that's causing the air to cool? How does an air conditioning system work?
It's basically a heat transfer principle. We're actually moving heat when we're cooling a home. Mm-hmm. The refrigerant absorbs heat at different situations. It's basically a boiling process, just like you boil water by adding heat to it. We change the pressure of the refrigerant, which allows it to absorb heat, boil the refrigerant off, and we move that refrigerant around and give off the heat then outside. So, in the simplest terms, that's basically what we're doing. We're absorbing heat inside and releasing it outside with the removal of the refrigerant.
Interesting. Yeah, we're talking with Gregg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, and looking at the real estate market as well. We were talking about the mass migration from New York, New Jersey, California, all those different states, a lot of the political unrest going on in those states, people moving down. But it's fueling the real estate business, and it's causing a lot of construction in the area. So I imagine that trickling down into your area, for example.
Yeah, definitely. Our business is primarily not on the new construction side, but more of the retrofit. So we usually profit from construction that happened 10 to 15 years ago, as they're now getting to the point of needing to replace their air conditioning system. Yeah. But we're also getting a lot of business off of just all those new units that are installed. When they don't work, somebody needs to fix them, and we're that somebody.
Yeah, improper installation. Think about that in Tampa Bay, right? In Florida for contractors.
Yeah, sometimes we just want to beat our heads against the wall. Some of the things we run up against. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Some of the things we see. Someday I'm going to have to get some pictures together and bring them in of some of the things we've seen.
Oh, that'd be funny. That'd be funny, like a bloopers reel of
it's just
bad contractor jobs.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable.
Now let's talk about indoor air quality, because that's something that we like to visit with you from time to time. The EPA has some interesting stats out there, and I think it's kind of goes against the grain. Most people wouldn't realize, but the indoor air quality is not actually as good as being outside, right?
Most definitely. The home inside our air, or the air inside our homes, let's say that the right direction there, is typically at least 5 times more polluted than outdoor air. And a lot of that stems back to the energy crisis in the 70s. We started building our homes better, more energy efficient, and the way that we did that is we made them tighter, so they didn't breathe as well. They didn't have as much air blowing in and out of them like older homes did, so they were holding their cooling or heating inside of them. But that also is holding pollutants inside the home. So our homes today are actually very polluted indoors, and it's kind of ties in with the whole COVID thing too. They've talked about that you're less at risk of transmitting the COVID virus when you're outside. That's why like the social distancing, the wearing the masks is more prevalent inside, because we're just trapping those things in our homes.
Wow, yeah, it's interesting to think about. The way that construction's evolved, the way that technology's evolved, what's the future look like?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
What about in your industry specifically? Like, do you see advancements coming? I mean, because I know we got away from some of the Freon, certain types of Freon, right?
Well, we've gotten to a different refrigerant, but it's still not good for the environment. The current refrigerant we're using today is, we typically call it Puron. The Carrier, I believe, was the ones who coined that phrase, and it's kind of stuck. But the refrigerant today of choice is R410A. We're already looking at the horizon of what our next refrigerant will be, because that's going to be phased out as well, because that still is ozone depleting global warming. Not as bad as the previous refrigerant, what we typically call Freon, which was R22. But it's coming that we're going to have to, to phase that out as well.
Yeah, it's a challenge going forward. It's population continues to grow, and the resources are, it's interesting when you look at the macro and how things might play out.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So we're talking about Gregg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Now, going back to the air quality question, we've had conversations around using lasers and light. Not only can you use that for therapy and things of that nature for medicinal or medical purposes, you can also utilize this on your home air conditioning system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of the common ways that we treat the air inside the home. There's basically, EPA has identified basically 3 what they call danger areas inside the home. Those are particulates, bioaerosols, and volatile organic compounds. Particulates being dust mites, those type of things. But then the other 2, bioaerosols, that would be COVID, for example, a virus or bacteria, or the VOCs are gases in the air, like off-gassing, the new carpet smell. When you get new carpet, that's actually a formaldehyde smell, not good for the lungs. Even though we tend to like that smell.
We love the new car smell, don't we?
Exactly, but it's not good for our lungs. But the lighting, the ultraviolet light has been a very common technology that we've used for treating those second danger areas, the bioaerosols, the molds, mildews, bacteria, viruses, as well as the chemicals. We can treat those with different products that use at their base ultraviolet light, a certain wavelength of light that is disruptive to molds and mildews and viruses and such. But then also combining that with certain other technologies, we can use it to tackle the volatile organic compounds. So it's something that we can definitely treat the air inside the home. I think we talked on one of our previous shows about, with COVID, we've learned that it's very effective against that as well as sterilizing that. So actually, when the whole COVID thing broke out, we had a problem getting some of this product because worldwide there was demand for it, but fortunately the product's coming back in stock and available again.
I wonder if are they using those types of systems in nursing homes, for example, those types of systems, and you sometimes wonder about how the air is going to exchange. If we do, for example, go back to movie theaters, for example, or different places where people are going to be in proximity to others, concerts, for example, are there commercial grade, high density air quality? I mean, what's out there for people to try to think about it from that perspective? Okay, yeah, I feel comfortable going back to a concert that's indoors or the movie theater.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad you asked that, because that's something I wanted to actually address. Though there is product for that, and those are some of the things that we couldn't get for a while, but we can now. But one of those, that's really a great product for it is called the RICHEY Halo, which part of that was one of the first ones to go out of stock because China had a high demand for it since they had this whole experience before us. That dates back to even SARS. What was that, 8-10 years ago, whenever the SARS virus hit China, they first started testing the RICHEY with that virus.
Right.
But that product is really great, the RICHEY Halo, for addressing those issues. It is a commercial grade. It is typically used in a hospital emergency room or any kind of public building like that. But the Halo version of that uses those same technologies for a home situation. We're actually running a special on that, the best price we've ever had on it since we've been able to get them back in stock. We're trying to run them out the door, basically. But that product is normally about $1,400 installed. We're doing them at $999 right now on a special
$9.99. Now, what is that product? What exactly is it? Is this the?
It's the ultraviolet light. It actually combines 6 different technologies in that product. It uses ultraviolet light along with, there's a catalyst in there, a titanium dioxide catalyst, that when the light shines on that, it creates hydroperoxide ions, which work kind of just like peroxide. They float through the air, and you know what we use peroxide for, to sterilize. It will kill stuff in the air. It will also neutralize odors in the house, along with the formaldehydes and the other volatile organic compounds from off-gassing.
Wow. And if you happen to have mold in the home, will it kind of treat that?
If it can reach it, yes.
Okay.
I mean, like in your duct system, most definitely. If it's behind a wall, it may not get there. Those hydrogen peroxide ions that it's creating, they float through your duct system first and then out into the house. So whether it'll reach mold behind a wall, probably not. But in the duct system for sure, and in the house, they've actually tested it with what they call a sneeze test. They created a chamber and they discharged a virus like in a sneeze, and they found that these ions in the air within 3 feet would neutralize 97 or 98% of those viruses. Wow. So. Just walking around in your home, if you sneeze, it's hopefully neutralizing those viruses.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, to be able to use a UV light, have the catalyst with the hydrogen, basically the peroxide type sterilizer in the air to delete the odors, to fight those things that are going to potentially make you sick and harm your family. It boils down to how much is your health worth.
It does, yeah, and it's mentioning with the movie theaters and the nursing homes and things like that. I think it should almost be part of code that we should start putting those in public spaces, or some kind of indoor air quality treatment. That should, because code is all about safety, and the air quality we're breathing is a major safety issue.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like it should be. Greg, I know you've got your platinum package or your program that you offer, your maintenance plan. Yeah, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, it's what we call our VIP program, but it's basically a program where we come out and maintain your system for you for $14 a month for per system. So if you got more than one system, it would be per system. But we come out twice a year, maintain that unit, clean the drain, clean the coils, go through the whole system. Every 6 months, basically, make sure it's working great. If you have any other issues throughout the year, we've got discounted rates for that. You only pay a low $59 service call, whether we're coming out at 8 a.m. on a Monday morning or 8 a.m. on a Sunday morning. There's no overtime fees, 20% discount on any other repairs, bunch of other things. We run specials from time to time for our VIP customers. We're actually doing one right now where we're offering a smart thermostat installed for $299, which you basically have to pay about that price just to buy a smart thermostat, but we're installing it at that price. That's a VIP only special.
Nice.
But so we do those kind of things. But it's a great program to get your system maintained. There's been numerous studies that show doing maintenance on your system will pay for itself. You're already paying higher energy costs in the operation of your system if you're not staying on top of the maintenance. So by keeping it maintained with our VIP program, you're going to lower your operating costs. You're basically just switching that cost from Duke or Tico or whoever your power company is and switching it to paying it to us.
Yeah, I love that idea. For example, we did the 3D solar on our roof and had you guys out that house doing the VIP program. Anything to increase efficiencies, and especially for example, solar, you look at that as an investment in the future.
Right. Exactly. And the VIP program is similar. I mean, not quite to the energy savings that solar will provide, but as far as an investment in the future, there's other studies that have shown that maintaining your system will increase the life expectancy by 20 to 30%.
Absolutely.
So just the longer lifespan you're going to get out of your equipment too, just by taking good care of it.
Yep. Can be costly to repair them and also to replace.
It's only getting worse.
That's right.
Anything you can do to minimize the need to repair or replace, and that's what the point of the VIP program is.
Awesome. Always a pleasure, Greg. Gregg Bowman, the AC Guy of Tampa Bay. What's the website again?
It's acguyoftampa.com. Just remove the from our name and Bay at the end. So our business name is the AC Guy of Tampa Bay. Our website is just acguyoftampa.com.
acguyoftampa.com. Gregg Bowman, a nice guy, a nice businessman, right here locally in Tampa Bay. We've also had your daughter on the program before too, right?
Correct. Yeah, Jordan was here a few episodes ago, but yeah, she's
family-run business.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Thanks for coming in, Greg. We appreciate you. And stay with us. When we come back, we're going to do our feel-good story of the day. Every day we tell you something positive, something fun, something enlightening. This one is a farmer plants over 2 million sunflowers and invites visitors to take a dozen home. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
This is Diane Vance with Fairway Independent Mortgage, a member of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Please give me a call for any of your mortgage needs. We do all sorts of loans. If you would like information on a mortgage, you can text me or call me at 727-647-8199. I will take care of all your mortgage needs. Go to my website at dianevance.com.
Ian Beckles here with my man Brandon Rhymes, a.k.a. the Real Estate Quarterback. Brandon, what's happening with the market?
Thanks, Ian. We are in a low inventory market, so any of our listeners are homeowners and would like a free comparable market analysis or a 2.5% listing, we will honor this for the first 3 listeners who call or text in 813-773-1253. Free CMA and a 2.5% real estate listing at 813-773-1253. Check out ConsumerQB.com. Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or PlatinumMVPteam.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at ConsumerQB.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. Giving a shout out to Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out to Brothers Easy Moving. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Local or long distance moves, Brothers Easy Moving is the name that you can trust right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And every day we're going to tell you something positive here in our feel-good story of the day. We're going to tell you something good.
Tell me something good.
All right, so we've got a farmer plants over 2 million sunflowers and invites visitors to take a dozen home. So a family in Wisconsin, they planted 22 acres of sunflowers to bring a little light to the dark times that we seem to be in. And Scott Thomas's family has been running Thompson Strawberry Farm in Bristol, Wisconsin for more than 70 years, and this is the first year that the flowers are in the spotlight. And a pick-your-own farm usually consists of strawberries, raspberries, and pumpkins, and this year the family said they wanted to give locals a place to go and spread a little happiness. And over 22 acres makes for over 2 million blooms of sunflowers. And he was quoted as saying that season went on and the pandemic never went anywhere, and we thought people might look forward to something, so we have a great way to social distance, smile, and basically enjoy. So they've given away lots of sunflowers. Said take dozens homes with you. So that's a cool story, our feel-good story of the day. And Jonathan Torres joining me on the show as well. Another one of our producers on the show. Wanted to get kind of your take on things on the Consumer Quarterback Show and what we're doing here.
Well, thanks for having me on, and of course it's been awesome to be able to kind of give the show a refresh. And one of the things that of course I wanted to talk to you today was about the importance of video. And not just for real estate. We talked briefly on air about talking about the importance of video in real estate, but honestly it applies to any small business owner out there. There's nothing like telling your story and bringing it to life and bringing people behind the scenes to show what makes your business unique, what makes you different from your competitors.
Yeah.
And that's actually one of the things that in this coronavirus, I think has pushed a lot of businesses to obviously try new things.
Yep.
And video has been a huge part of that. I've seen friends of mine who are restaurant owners,
Yep.
Bring people into the kitchen doing Facebook Live, not too different from what we're doing. You've been ahead of the curve for years on this,
Yep.
and it's been showing people, hey, we're taking the proper precautions to make your food. We're being safe with our staff. Hey, don't forget about us. We've got specials. Come in and and oh, now it's safe to come back. And having that dialogue with your customers, having that dialogue with your clients, and it's kept them relevant, especially at a time where we were talking about movies and movie theaters, and I don't even know if mine's open. And that's one of the things, like nobody knows what's open, what's closed. Yep. And so if you are able to communicate and build that relationship with your customers and your clients through, doing videos, through doing live streaming like we are here, it really helps to build that rapport. I think you build their trust, and you build your own reputation as an expert in your field, which is what's been so amazing about your show all these years, is that you bring in experts from the community. Yep. You're educating people on what's happening in the community, and that also helps build your profile as an expert in real estate and in being a consumer advocate.
That's right. And the search engine optimization, I mean, it all plays in, and then we short clip it out for the guests and the experts. And yeah, it's been a pleasure working with you and Cord so far, and it's got some good stuff happening. Real excited about it.
Well, and the brilliant thing is that we're both big fans of this marketing guru named Gary Vaynerchuk. You know, and the one thing he says is he'll hold up his phone, and mine's over there behind the producer desk, but it's everything you need to be a better marketer and to promote your business and grow your business on that phone. Yep. We have never been more empowered at any other point in our history than we are right now with that cell phone. It does everything you need. It takes pictures, videos, it gets you on social media. You can literally start and run a business from your cell phone.
First time in history, right?
That's right. Absolutely right.
It's the greatest land in the world, America, the United States of America. Greatest time to be alive. And right here in Tampa Bay is the greatest place to own real estate and buy real estate, right here in Tampa Bay.
That's right.
John, pleasure having you on. And we had a great lineup today. Stephanie Costolo. We had Gregg Bowman, AC Guy, James D. Jerome as well. A couple of our producers kind of give you an insight on things happening here. And as we always say, we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Please follow us online. We would love to connect with you at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter, and the Consumer Quarterback Show pages as well on Facebook. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.